Hello guys. I am just sitting here in my room and I am very bothered. I am very bothered. I am sick to my stomach. I am upset. I feel I can't eat. I feel like I cannot sleep. This situation with Mr. George Floyd. If this doesn't get to your heart, if this doesn't get to your soul, if this doesn't get to your core as a human being, this society is in trouble. I cannot begin to tell you how many times I've seen this happen over and over and over again, where white police officers are murdering black men. My question is, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? It's a very important question you have to ask yourself. I mean, you want to be a police officer to serve and protect? Do you serve and protect by killing black people? Is that what you were taught in your training academy? If you see a black man walking down the street, you shoot to kill? Like he's some deer in a headlights on a road? That's how you treat black people? This gentleman, Mr. Floyd, said, "I can't breathe." And those words are always going to be playing in my head. You are a police officer. You have Mr. Floyd contained in handcuffs. How much of a threat was this man to you? Was he going to pull a gun to shoot you? Was he going to stab you to death? What was the threat though? I mean, if you had him in handcuffs, how much of a threat was he to you? How much was a threat? You then had him on the floor with your knee in his neck. I don't think you understand what you've done. You had your knee in his neck and you let him die. You treated the man like he was some damn dog on the side of a street and you murdered him. That's what you did. The gentleman says, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." All you had to do was let him breathe. But you didn't hear that. You were in control. You had your neck, you had your knee on his neck, and then he died. And then you are sitting pretty in a prison. And how is that good for you? You've murdered somebody's husband, somebody's brother, somebody's friend. You murdered an employee. You murdered a human being. How can you live with yourself? And I don't know about you guys, but every single human being on this planet Earth have to voice your concern about this, because this has got to stop. This is not about praying to God to help you. This is about the natural humanist instinct in human being to be kind, to be helpful, to be a good citizen, and help each other out. And to the woman who called the cops that this gentleman was threatening you, shame on you. And I really hope you don't ever get a job for the rest of your life, because you know deep in your heart that that gentleman was not threatening you, and yet you tell the cops he's threatening you. Put yourself in someone else's shoes and tell me how you would feel. This has got to stop. All you had to do was let him breathe. Air is the sustenance of life. All you had to do was let Mr. Floyd breathe. But you know what? You murdered him. So I am not done talking about this situation with Mr. George Floyd. I'm really not done talking about it. I'm not done talking. And I don't even think I'm ever going to be done talking about it. And the way this gentleman died, Mr. George Floyd, the way this man died was inhumane. Was inhumane. And there was another police officer just standing there. You had your knee in Mr. George Floyd's neck. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to try not to get choked up here. You had your knee in his neck. Like I said in the last clip a minute ago, all you had to do was let him breathe. We have a pandemic that's happening in the world right now. Okay? We have a pandemic where everyone is locked down and quarantined at home. We have a group of people that's called medical staff. These people are in the business of saving lives. You know what they do to human beings in a medical emergency? They pump air into their lungs so they can breathe. Let me repeat that for you, just in case you don't know. Medical team, doctors, nurses, EMTs, ambulance workers. You know what they do when there's a medical emergency, when a human being is in trouble? They pump air into their lungs so they can breathe. They are in the business of saving lives, not taking lives. And you know what? They save the lives of black, white, Indian, Chinese, Jews, green people, black people, brown people. That's what they do. These are the real heroes. Who are you? You are in the business of taking lives, not saving lives. Mr. George Floyd said, "I cannot breathe." If a medical team was around, you know what they were going to do? They were going to strap on a mask on his face and pump air into his lungs so he can breathe, so they would save his life. That's what they would do. You did the opposite. You took his breath away rather than allowing the man to breathe. I don't give a shit what the medical examiner says. Even if Mr. George Floyd had underlying medical issues, did you know that? No, you didn't. You had your knee in his neck and you murdered the man. That's what you did. This has got to stop. You have to stop this. Let me ask this question, and I'm going to ask this question in two ways, but I want you, Mr. Police officers who is involved in this thing with Mr. George Floyd, to finish the sentence. Black men are being murdered by white police officers because... I want you to finish that sentence for me. Black men are being murdered by white police officers because... Answer that question. Finish the sentence. White police officers are killing black men because... I want you to finish that sentence. If this is what you were taught at your police academy, they taught you wrong. They taught you wrong. You didn't learn the right thing. Because you're a police officer and you have a badge and a gun, that gives you the right to take a life? No. It gives you the right to save a life. Who were you? You were given air in your lungs the same way he was given air in his lungs when you were born into this world. Who were you to take a life? Who are you? Who are you?